So this is a personal story. I was a grade 6 kid, and my teacher took me to SciTech. You know SciTech, it's called SciTech. It's called, I think it's called the planetarium now. That, you know, that big little dome-ish stuff that you drive by the freeway, you see it. You know, SciTech. I went there, and they showed us, you know, science and the stars and all that. And then a lady was doing a presentation. I was a young kid, grade 6. And she got a balloon. And inside the balloon, she had filled it with little, you know, the punch holes things, you know, those little paper cuts inside there. And the balloon was full. And then she got a needle and she went like that, burst, and all the little stars went everywhere. And she said, this is how the universe was created. Like the Big Bang. Now, I started hifz very early on in life, and I had read the verse, you know, الله الذي خلق سبع سماوات, that Allah Rabbul Izzah created the 7 heavens في ستة أيام, in 7 consecutive days or periods of time. And so when this person said that, I was like, no. But what's a grade 6 kid gonna say, you know? So it annoyed me, it really did. You know, we came from a very conservative upbringing, so I was very unhappy. So I came home and it kind of went into the back burner. I forgot about it. And then I was watching the news. I remember it like today. It was in my uncle's house. And the news came on and they said, the discovery of the decade. And so, you know, discovery of the decade is not discovery of today. So, you know, I paid attention to it. And they say it is confirmed that the world is made from the Big Bang. And I was like, oh, you know, that the world is made from the Big Bang. So what the lady had said, the birth, it was correct. But I still didn't know enough to. So I grew up, I went to uni, and in uni my research started. And I came across this verse, and I want you to listen to it. قال سبحانه. So actually first, what's the Big Bang? So what they did, right, is they got infrared radiation, and they bounced it at the celestial bodies, you know, at the different planets and things that are flying about in space. And they noticed that each time it takes it longer to come back, which means it's expanding, it's moving further and further away, because it's traveling further and further each time it comes back. So naturally, they figured if it's gone out there, if you rewind, it comes back to one point. So everything must have been joined together, and then it burst apart. So hence the Big Bang. So they said the discovery of the decade. So everything joined together, burst. So I'm researching, and I came across the verse, قال سبحانه, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Do not the unbelievers see أن السماوات والأرض كانتا رتقا ففتقناهما. Do not the unbelievers see that the heavens and earth were all joined together and we burst them apart? Big Bang to the dot. Yeah? Everything was joined together and we blew them apart. And then he continues, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. And from water we made everything. Everyone is unanimous consensus that water is the source of life. You know, so when they look on Mars for life, they don't look for, you know, aliens walking, they look for water. So if there's water, there's probably life there. And the Quran mentions it 14.5 centuries ago, where man had no clue. Like, how would a person in the desert walking sheep come to the conclusion that you see this whole heavens? كَانَتَا رَتْقًا. They were all joined together. They were 0 volume. فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. And we burst them apart. And for those, and I met a person at school, and he said, this verse made me a Muslim. Like, when I came across it, what else are you going to say? He says it to the letter, that everything was joined together. And only the Creator will know how it came about at that time without any of the modern technology. They came to him, okay, you claim to be a prophet, give us a miracle. And the prophet is hesitant because you shouldn't believe because of miracles. But eventually he said, okay, what do you want? He said, if you claim to be a prophet, see that full moon there? Split it in two, make one go to that side and one go to that side, then bring them back together and join them, and we'll believe you're a prophet. So the prophet prayed 2 rak'ah salah and he said, Ya Rab, they're asking for miracle. Jibreel came, the celestial bodies are in your control, order, it will be done. So the Prophet ﷺ pointed with his blessed fingers, and the moon ripped apart, and one went to that side and one went to that side, and then he ﷺ brought it back together and attached and rejoined, and the miracle was seen as far as in India. And one of the pious men of India, seeing it, traveled in the direction until he reached Mecca. After many months and a while, and hearing of a prophet, he came to him and he said, I saw that miracle there in India, and I have come here testifying to your prophethood.